listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode number 347, Zephyr, Sunset Ride. And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where we are celebrating baseball. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Cold Sore Mottola.
Yeah, I don't see a cold sore.
It's like it's on the inside.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I just bit my lip. What do you call that? Just bit lip?
I just bit lip sore.
It's like one of those things where like I'm rubbing my tongue up against it all the time, like trying not to bite it. And then just as it heals, I bite it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I slam my fist in the table and yell, "Son of a bitch!" So that's what's going. That's all the excitement going on with me.
All right. I just gave probably the worst opening ever because as we're recording this, it's going to come out so much later. But we're watching the World Series, and Jen was born and raised in Toronto, so she's following her wonderful Blue Jays as they just took the series lead against the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. So it's been all baseball all the time. She also just had surgery, so I'm driving more than I've driven in a long, long time. Driving her to this appointment, that appointment, physical therapy, kids to things, school, swim, you name it.
Neat, the chauffeur.
Yeah, that would have been more appropriate. After this episode, I'm going to drive her to physical therapy, and then I have to drive her to this special place half an hour from here that shoots lasers into her knee.
Exciting.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that might be a bunch of BS, but her doctor says she should do it. So
I thought you were going to tell me like she was going to go shoot lasers, like play laser tag.
Yeah, she's 6 days out from knee surgery, so she's gonna just day 7, I guess. So she's gonna run around and play laser. She's actually doing really, really well, moving around really good, but probably not ready for laser tag. I don't think she was ready for laser tag before the surgery.
Pew pew. I played laser tag a couple of times.
I had the laser tag gun and the little sensor thing that you would wear, like just one, and of course I never had. I don't think another friend who had one, so we would just set it up and shoot target practice. Or you could have just one guy with a gun and one guy run around, try not to get shot, which probably wasn't as much fun.
Depends on your level of imagination, I guess.
A lot of the places around here will do laser tag, like the bowling alleys and stuff will also do laser tag, and so the kids have done it a few times. I've never actually done it organized. Is it fun?
I did it a while ago, but it's like, from what I can remember, it's kind of like, it has that energy of like, when you do that rock and bowl, it's all dark and black lights and just people running around. And,
does it look like Tron?
From what I can remember, it was like eons. It's not like I did it last week.
I don't know if it looks like it did it like the commercials for laser tag. Probably looked very similar. They made it look like it was going to be really exciting. Boy, they don't tell you in the commercials that none of your friends will have. Either you got to buy multiple guns and targets, which I didn't have, or none of your friends will have it. It was a cool gun, though. It made a cool noise.
Yeah, no, this was like, like a place. So
yeah, this probably better.
But it's the same as if you go to like I don't know, like a rock climbing gym or something else. It's like a kind of it looks like an artificially set up space, but you can run around or like what do you call them, like those trampoline
Mhm.
places too. Like,
Yeah, my son lost his phone at a trampoline place about 20 minutes from here, and I had to drive there twice and finally found it. One time I was like, "Hey, we just got to look around." And he had a broken wrist at the time, so he only been in a couple of little things. So we started going in the foam pits, just throwing foam all around, trying to get in there, and we eventually found it. It sunk to the bottom.
so he had his phone on him and was just jumping around and rolling around and just kind of like went, whoop.
Yeah,
Oy. Well,
big dummy, big dumb move. But
all right, well,
we got his phone back.
you said it, not me. I was thinking it. I want to call your kid a dummy, but that is kind of a
Well,
dummy move.
yeah, he's a dummy. What are you gonna do? It's like does smart kid, very smart, does very well in school, huge dummy. That's just kind of yeah, what are you gonna do? Live and learn. But folks, thank you for joining us on the Deep Purple podcast. It's not usually all laser tag talk and trampoline park talk and I've been to them all around here in the past 10, 12 years at kids' birthday parties. But we also talk about Deep Purple, and we do so because we're 100% listener supported and ad free. So if you receive some value from our show, consider giving us some value back. If we bring something into your life and make your chores, your commute that much more bearable, think about making our lives that much more bearable by sending us a few bucks and supporting the show. We pay for some things, some recurring charges and stuff, including Zoom and all that sort of thing. So anything you could send along would really help. And if you support our show, you can also buy merch in our Etsy store. But if you support our show, become a patron on Patreon or in some other way, you get access to our patrons-only Discord, access to our rating spreadsheet, invites for live stream episodes, links to submission for all of our album rankings episodes. Next one coming up is Burn. So make sure to get those in. A lot of people waiting for the last minute on that one. And then you also get access for our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes, which we haven't had an episode banned on YouTube in a while, but when we do, we'll put it up on Patreon. But we've had a couple removed from Spotify, and an upcoming episode as we record this, it hasn't been released yet, but we've already recorded it. It got removed. And I made like a big thing, and you're talking to bots or whatever, and you're like, "Hey," they send you a message. "Oh, we removed this episode because you never responded to our email." I was like, "There was no email to respond to. What should I do?" And they're like, "Appeal denied." And I'm like, "Could I talk to somebody about this, please?" And I went on their chat, and they're like, "Oh yeah, email this email." And I emailed them, and they're like, "Yep, you never responded." And I'm like, no, there was nothing to respond to. So what I ended up doing is I would just like, I just re-uploaded the episode, and this time they did send me an email, and I responded, and it seems to be all good. So, and that's Come Taste the Band 35th anniversary edition. So
that one was fun.
That one was fun, which is good. People will actually be able to hear it. And I was like, the only thing I could think of in that case was going to have to be just put up like a little audio thing and be like, "Hey, check YouTube this week," I guess, because Spotify won't let it be on. But yeah, in the back of our mind is moving off of Spotify. We just haven't done it yet. So no ads on our shows. A recent thing that's really been annoying me in other podcasts.
What?
So there's the Walton Goggins ad that I talked about. There's all the gambling ads. So this one, you're going to know exactly which podcast I'm talking about, but I'm not going to call it out. But podcasts that put like other podcasts in their feed, they're like, if you listen to our podcast, maybe you'll like this one. And they put it in there like it's an episode. You don't know which one I'm talking about?
No.
It's a podcast both of us listen to. None of our friends or nobody we know in the network or anything, but
maybe
if you like our show, you'll like this guy's show, and they put like a little ad for it, and it's like there as an episode. So I always have to go. I'm always like, "Oh, a new episode," and I'm like, "No, it's an ad for another episode," and I have to like mark it as listened or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have maybe I know which one you're talking about, but I have another one that does that where they're posting like in the feed. There's like full episodes, but they've gotten into posting like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 minute clips from interviews that were done, like just like short little snippets. And I'm like, "Oh, I can listen to this." And then I just like, You know what I mean? Because it might have been like edited out of the
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Like I don't think that they were just like put in highlights from shit you already heard. Like it could have been just like, chats that they had like before or after or something like that. But it's like, I don't know. I'm not.
I don't mind that if it's actually like it's bonus content from the actual show. Like there's one podcast I listen to and I pay a yearly, like I think it's like $50 a year for this site to get like, because it's a subscription based site. So, to get full access to all their articles and to listen to the show and it eliminates all the ads and it gives you a special bonus. Like they do like a 15-minute bonus discussion after every episode that you have access to if you pay, which is, I think is cool. And I always thought like if we ever did want to go that route, I think that it would be an option is like ads for everyone that doesn't pay. And if you don't pay, no ads. Like I'm cool with that because most people will be like, well, fine, I'm not going to pay, but some people will do it just to get the content ad free.
Yeah.
Or there's places you get ads and pay. So anyway,
like everything now, yeah.
Yes, everything is a freaking ad. But yes, we are here today to discuss Zephyr, which God, we haven't discussed Zephyr in a long time.
Thank goodness.
Come on now. Have you ever heard this album, Sunset Ride?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So it's the first album to not after Tommy Bolin left.
Okay.
And it's got Jock Bartley on guitar, who was in Firefall, which actually my buddy had one of their records when I went to his house the other day. So I picked, he was just giving them away and I was like, oh, I'll take this one because I know there's a Deep Purple connection. But, but yeah, so this one is interesting. It's, actually, before we do that, we need to thank our patrons. We spent all that time talking about patrons. We didn't thank them. So at the in memoriam tier, starting with our executive level, we have Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family. At the $25 Uncommon Man tier, we have Ovis Nakvi and Purple Maniac. At the 20 is Plenty tier, 20 is plenty. Alan. At the 10-pound Good Doctor tier, Dr. Mike Catan. At the turn it up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard Mortensen, Mickelstein, Will Porter, PhD PP, and Michael Don't Call Him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans. And Peter from Illinois. And at the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, we have Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
Yeah, beach baby, na na na.
And the Podcast Hall of Fame, the Deep Purple Podcast Hall, not the Podcast Hall of Fame. These guys aren't at that level. But we have the one and only
Rich Yangui Shaylor. Who the hell is that?
Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you to all of you for being in our, of course, Podcast Hall of Fame. Deep Purple Burn is our upcoming rankings episode. Get your rankings in. And I guess, not to backtrack, but I guess we kind of have to do this. Postcards from the Edge of Connecticut. And this isn't a postcard at all. It's a package. Which exorbitant amount of money was spent on to send here for this tiny little package. And I know that because I just sent some packages out the other day, which you may be getting one soon. And I paid the exact same amount of money and it was outrageous.
Thank you.
Cutting it open. Yeah. All right. So we got a piece of paper here. Nate, here is some memorabilia from the Steve Morse Band night out in Somerville for you. Oh, look at that. So it's a letter and it's got a little pick stuck to it.
Ah, yes.
Oh, should probably, you're familiar with this because you were there, right?
Right.
JFG. What does it say? I might, John Finn Group.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Julie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice little pick there. If Boston, Independent Film Festival of Boston, looks like a bookmark. Screen Boston Film. Were you guys at a film festival or a Godzilla-thon?
Yeah, the Steve Morse show is at Somerville Theater, which is literally an old theater, and it's very ornate, decorated like in a period piece theater. So they have all of that kind of advertisements and stuff around postcards and things for other events that they have. So Pete was grabbing like every free thing off the tables, and they even had
here's a bunch of junk I could send Nate.
Pretty much. I mean, they also had like film canisters out too, just in the hallways, like for films that they're showing. So I can't remember some of it, but I know that they had like half a dozen film canisters that said like Ghostbusters written on them, and
that's cool.
Very, very cool to see. We didn't take any of those, but
you weren't probably supposed to. So it looks like a postcard, but it's nothing you could write on the back. Here's a QR code if anyone wants to look into the Somerville Theater. Somerville Theater again. Another QR code for you.
Yeah, just advertisements for being a member and like
I know they should be paying you guys
and stuff that they have there. It's a cool place. I would probably, my guess is we'd probably go there more often to see things if it were in the neighborhood.
This is Rewind, Record, Play, celebrating Somerville Museum's 100th anniversary at the Crystal Ballroom, and that one looks like it actually is a postcard. $100 per person, fundraiser. Music, magic, mentalism, AI, boo. with DJ TJ.
Okay.
And a little booklet here for a centennial celebration. All right. Some great Steve Morse memorabilia.
None of it had to do with Steve Morse.
But thank you. Sorry I couldn't be there. I have to curb my driving and flying budget. All right. So yes, we're here with the band Zephyr to talk about this release. I think this is 1973, because I think he had left for I think he being Tommy. I'm sorry, 72. Release date, May of 1972. He had already left to go to James Gang.
All right.
And we got Jock Bartley in to replace the one and only Tommy Bolin. Candy Givens, of course, keyboards, piano, vocals. David Givens, bass guitar, vocals. Jock Bartley, guitar and vocals. He was a founding member of the band Firefall with Rick Roberts of the Flying Burrito Brothers, who he met while touring with Graham Parsons, and they remain active to this day, still playing around. So they had a few. I know they've come up on the 70s Weekly podcast. A couple of their tracks have been there in the later 70s. On drums, P.M. Wooten, no relation to Victor Wooten. He went on to play on 3 of Carole King's albums. We got Dan Smythe on keyboards, organ, and piano. It's his only credit on Discogs. John Alphonse on congas, again, only credit. And then Bobby Notkoff on violin. He was a folk violinist. Went on to play with Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Sadly passed away in 2018. On a technical level, we have Preston Smith of Gotham Recording Studio. Malcolm Addy of Summit Studios, a British engineer who started working at Abbey Road, has over 800 credits on Discogs. Another engineer is listed merely as Ken, but it appears to be Ken Kalot. Wally Hyder Studios. He was an American record producer, worked with Billy Idol, Frank Sinatra, Pat Benatar, Wilson Phillips, the Beach Boys, Herbie Hancock, Christine McVie, and he won a Grammy Award for Album of the Year with the album Rumors. So, pretty heavy hitter there. And that takes us to the album artwork. John, what do you think of, and I guess we'll get into it, but this is the original cover for the album Sunset Ride.
Pretty on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it looks like a postcard that Pete would send.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it looks pretty slick compared to their other album covers. Definitely looks like a 70s album cover. Yeah, it looks like a travel poster.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It's got that and I know there's a name for that font that Zephyr is using there. But yeah, it does look like a travel poster, like, Miami, sights, sounds, and music or something, like it would have something like that. But yeah, it's got the palm tree, a plane flying over the ocean. A very like soft and rounded look to the art.
Yeah,
It almost looks like a toy plane, like
yeah,
it's but I really like it. I like the style of it. It's very and it's got that. It's like doing a gradient from light to dark in that weird way where it's just like a thin blue line and a thicker blue line and a thicker blue line and a thicker blue line as it goes
yeah,
down. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
yeah. Pretty cartoony, um, but yeah, very 70s looking album cover.
Little
Um,
palm tree in the foreground, like when you would watch Bob Ross and he'd have this beautiful thing and he'd be like, well, let's just put a tree, and he just put a tree in like directly down the center of the photo, and you're like, oh, photo
yeah,
portrait. You're
yeah.
like, what are you
It's
doing?
just like a lot of a lot of other 70s albums or albums that we reviewed where they're just um, yeah, they're like Sunset Ride. Well, what should we do? Let's put a sunset on there and somebody riding in a plane. It's like
You
very
assume
literal,
you
very
can't see
very
anybody in the
literal.
plane, but they are riding. Yeah,
Well, there's got
maybe
to be
maybe it
somebody
went
in there.
through a lot of workshopping. Like maybe it was like, well, should it be a train? Should people could ride a train? They could ride a car. What about a plane? Now we're
What,
cooking. Get it
what I was
down.
what I was envisioning before seeing this album cover is Sunset Ride Zephyr. I thought it might have been like an illustration of cowboys or something riding into the sunset. That's what I thought their
Yeah.
vibe would be than this. But
Well, I wasn't thinking about it when I said it, but the Zephyr is a train. I think that goes through California. It's called the Zephyr.
mhm.
Um, and they could have gone that route, but they did not.
Yeah.
And they're not a California band; they're a Colorado band. Um, so we got the Zephyr cover there. We got the back cover here, which features all the folks that we just listed. That says the illustration, and I don't think this was on the Discogs, but the illustration on this says Dave Wilkinson. Photography by Dan Fong, Denver. I don't think Denver photographed it, but album designed by John and Barbara Canato. Art direction by Chris Worf. Oh, Worf, like from Worf from the Enterprise. It's spelled the same way too. That's crazy. Okay, so that's the back cover, and then this is kind of cool. I like this, like handwritten lyrics. So you've got not only like the title of the song and the lyrics, but like a little doodle. It's like, I'm not surprised, and it looks like some sunglasses reflecting something, and then someone to chew, and it's this grotesque little mouth with teeth moving too fast. It's like a little girl with a skirt zipping by. Maybe she got round feet, maybe roller skates. No Time Lonesome, a little clock. Side 2, sold my heart. This little heart, and it's not like a Valentine's heart. It's a heart with like with arteries coming out, ventricles coming out of it.
Crazy.
Sold, it says with a little. So I kind of like that. Yeah, and then some Sunset Ride just says and it shows the sunset. So, spoiler, that might be a musical.
Yeah, see,
an instrumental.
See, that's what I thought it would be more like. That would be the cover. Would be like kind of the sun going behind the mountains and some clouds or whatever, instead of that kind of Golden Girls looking thing.
Oh yeah, it's kind of gold. Yeah, with the palm tree too. It looks very Miami. Maybe it was like a flight from Denver to Miami. This is the departure here, and then on the cover we see the arrival somewhere tropical.
Yeah,
trying to get out of the mountains. Okay, there's the record label, side 1, side 2, nothing crazy. Then there's a little sleeve here. The best, biggest bargains on record. The Warner Reprise Lost Leaders, and it shows all of these. It says 2 lost leaders. It's one of those things you can just cut out and send in, like a little mail order thing. You can order. It says, "Dear Fat Cats, yes, please send those. I've checked below. Post something. I enclosed blank dollars for songbook, record show, big ball, hot platters." I don't know what this means. Every time I hear Fat Cats, I think of Ralph Nader when he was running for president. All these fat cats. That's more of a Bernie Sanders, but like, you're paying all this money for these fat cats. He liked fat cats. Oh, yeah. All right. And then it shows you these. These must be the albums that you could order. Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies. Little Porky Pig down there. And then the back. This is another insert here. Says, the air in Boulder, Colorado is fresh and clean. The people who live there come out of the mountain homes only for necessities. It makes them sound like they're like gnomes or hobbits or something. The people who live there, like these mystical. Oh, tell me more about the strange creatures that live in Colorado.
Yeah.
They come out of their homes only for necessities. I'm good necessities. I need some lamb tongue and some wort root to brew up this potion.
What time period are we talking about here?
Yeah, they're talking about.
Like you're talking about like medieval. I don't know, Hogwarts or something.
Is it 1972 or 972? And it's funny because here they've got a picture of the group with Tommy Bolin, and Bobby Berge, it looks like, and there's a quote from Bobby Berge. So it's one of those like history of Zephyr things, and there's even quotes from Tommy Bolin in here, even though he's not on this album. This is a promo copy, and then so we've got that. On top of that, a few years back, 5 or 6 years ago, I think, David Givens released a remix for this album. And I have a copy of that. And here's the artwork for it. A little bit more like what you were saying, a little more of a photograph of a really beautiful photograph of a sunset. It says 50th anniversary, 1971 to 2021. And I've got my copy right here. It's an autographed, numbered copy. Autographed by, there he is, David Givens. He only made 100 copies. This is 5 of 100.
Wow.
And I don't know if he made more, if he still has them, but if you go, I'll put a link in the show notes. There is a eBay post up from David Givens where he's selling them. And so it's something, one of those things where we're never really happy with the final product or the final mix. So we went with this. I've listened to this a long time ago. It does sound really good. But I have both copies, and I feel like I feel like the tone we have set for the show, we should almost listen to the original version. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because we never, typically we don't listen to a remix, and maybe sometimes a remaster, because there's nothing really, that cleans it up a little bit, but never like bonus tracks or any of that. So it's, I don't know, maybe it depends on how shitty the first one sounds. I don't know.
we can change our mind midway if we want. But yeah, I was thinking in my memory this was a remaster, and when I got it out, I'm like, oh no, it's actually a remix. So maybe it'd be better to listen to how it originally came out, and we could always go back and talk about the remix later, or maybe do like a little quick side by side or something. But okay, so we'll get into that. But before we do, we have to thank our next level of patrons. That is, of course, Our core level patrons coming in at the $6.99, the Nice Price Plus tier, we have Spike the Rock Cat's Ghost and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell.
Steve.
Arthur Smith.
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith.
Anton Glaving.
Pain in the glaving.
And Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 Almost Evil tier, we have Kenny Wymore and Richie Sucksmith. At the 70 Norwegian Kroner tier, we have Kai Runa Yes, I'm Norwegian Olsen. At the $5.99 The Nice Price tier, we have Robert Smith and Adrian Hernandez. At the 60 Kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, we have Newt Morton Johansson. And sorry, that's DJ Newt Morton. He didn't spend all that time in DJ school to be called merely Newt Morton Johansson. At the €5.50 tier, we have Merline Rota. At the £4 Lucy 4 tier, we have Duncan Leask.
That thing I want, sir. That thing I want, sir. That thing I want, sir.
At the $5 Moneylender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Elman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger Slepikov, Kev Roberts, Scott Zerns, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf.
My Czechoslovakian is not so good.
Coyote Bongwater. John Maselli.
Angela, when I was 12 years old, I had this good friend, Philly Cartuccio.
Sarah Sanders.
No! Kelly Clarkson!
Jelly Bean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Hookah, shaka, hookah, hookah. Swede? Sweet, 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 sweet.
And Ralphie Lee.
And I'm not a rich man, and I'm not your friend, Rich, either.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the show. All right, John, are you ready to get into the original release version of Zephyr's Sunset Ride?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, I'm not surprised, which is also the title of the first song. Interestingly, I noted on the remaster, these channels are reversed. So that could be just like a oops, I plugged the wrong wire in the wrong side, or I don't know if it was intentional, but
Well, sounds very Zephyr-ish so far.
yeah. Nice bluesy.
Sounds like what I
little-
expect from them.
It's weird, like her voice almost sounds like an instrument.
Yeah, it makes it almost bearable.
Hey now. I like it's a very swampy kind of groove to it. It's got like a chorusy effect on it.
I actually like it.
I like it a lot.
I mean, she's showing a little restraint here. She's not trying to do that like wailing Janis Joplin thing.
Yeah.
She's actually singing for the song.
It's like a
I could picture
delay, I
Tommy-
think, more.
Yeah, I can picture Tommy Bolin still being on this.
Well, the first time I ever heard this, I didn't know Tommy Bolin wasn't on it. And my impression was, I think this is the best Zephyr album.
Wow.
That's my main memory of it. And then I was like, oh shit, Tommy Bolin wasn't even on it. Not that I can't still believe that. I think Ooh, I like that little piano groove.
Well, I mean, the point being is whether Tommy was involved or not doesn't mean that he didn't add anything or wasn't as good. It's just, the band obviously, as we'll see if we agree or not, might have put out a better album in the future, maybe written better songs, had better chemistry with the people that they had at the time.
Sure. You've got like the piano in the center, and that organ all pushed over to the left side, which kind of sounds cool. But I feel like there were a lot of bands that got their start in the late 60s.
Yeah.
That just weren't very good until the 70s. Until the 70s started getting rolling.
Yeah.
At least, I don't want to say weren't very good, but when they evolved. And I mean, look at Deep Purple, from the difference between 1968 and 1971.
Yeah.
It might as well have been 30 years instead of 3. And here we are talking about a band that started in 67, 68 or whatever. 5 years later, all the difference in the world. Things were just moving at a lightning fast pace back then.
True.
Recording technology was advancing quickly. People were influencing each other. It was just, things were really rolling. It's a very, chill song, right? Very...
Yeah.
It's got that, southern rock groove to it. That was nice. Does it say who's playing harmonica on this?
I think it's her.
Yeah, I think it is. No, it doesn't say. It's probably her.
I think Kenny Gibbons was the harmonica-ist of the band.
Harmonica-ist. Pretty cool. For S's and G's, should we just listen to the remix and see what's different? Not the whole remix, but just part of it.
All right.
John's
let's see
down.
What the difference is.
All right, so let's listen to same song. So yeah, the channels are reversed, and I'm interested to see if those vocals were burned to tape, the effects. I should mean. This would be interesting. They were a little in the background on the original. The fact that there's no harmonica when she's singing would support your theory.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look in your eyes, baby.
Yeah. See it.
Looking you straight in the eye. No, you're not at home. Well, tell me, where have you gone?
Yeah, they took all that delay off her voice.
Which honestly, I think is probably a good move. And she's a little.
I kind of figured that that's what they were going to.
Yeah, it was a little.
One of the biggest changes.
It was a little much. And it's up more in the mix where you'd expect the lead vocal to be.
You come and you go.
But there's this weird stereo. I don't want to say weird. That sounds bad. But this stereo kind of delay on the trailing end of her vocals after each line. Okay, so I would say that that's a pretty good improvement.
Yeah, I would say you hear like a remix of some things, and it's just like I wouldn't have thought so with this album, but there's like an addition of sound effects or room effects or whatever to make things sound a certain way, and it's got that whole kind of like, hey, look, we just added reverb to this kind of like
Yeah.
vibe to it, and
This is
I
the
was
opposite. Hey, we just removed a bunch of reverb.
well, that was my thing is I'm thinking like after hearing the vocals, I'm like if they were able to, that was probably the biggest change. They probably removed all that delay from her
Yeah.
vocals, and it's actually kind of interesting too because you think that like from I mean, the Zephyr wasn't huge, but the fact that he obviously has possession of the master recordings. It's not a lot of
No,
bands
it's
like have that. So it's like even though it's like a small, and it's very niche, right? He released 100 of those CDs, whatever. So probably wasn't looking to make any money off of it. But I think that alone, just a band having control of their master recordings, because they were on what, Warner Brothers?
yeah, I think this one
Yeah.
was on Warner Brothers. Yep.
Yeah, I mean the best he could have hoped for in a normal situation probably would have been like a remaster, like a
Yeah.
remix, especially um, something that drastic with the vocals is I think kind of a rare opportunity.
And the fact that those effects were obviously put on during the mix, not burned to tape like that is like, wow, like that's pretty amazing that you're able to preserve the original performances in a different way, because it
Mhm.
could have been one of those things where I mean, I don't know. I could ask David Givens, I guess. But how involved were they in the mix? And but there were so many factors back then. Like we've talked about before, oh, you get this new toy, so let's put it on all the vocals, and then 6 months later you're like, ah, shit, we shouldn't have done that. We were just excited to have this new toy. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we were all high that day and we thought we would do this, and there's a million factors, and now it's very cool to hear it in a more raw format. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty big increase. But anyway, we are here to talk about and rank the songs. John, what do you think about I'm Not Surprised?
Well, you might be surprised. I'll give it a 4.
All right.
I think Nate's like, I'm excited. He actually likes a Zephyr song.
Oh,
Well,
my
no,
spreadsheet's not loading up here.
um, I think that by this point they kind of know what their sound is. They got in this guitar player that obviously we you if you didn't know it was Tommy Bolin, you could have thought it was still Tommy. So that just shows you that their writing, their style was developed, and taking the original and the kind of like raw vocal track into account. I mean, I like it with all the delay on it. It has that kind of trippy early 70s kind of vibe to it. It kind of goes with the song's vibe. But I mean, I thought from the minute that we heard, it's good to have just the original vocal, just a non-processed vocal. I like it both ways. But I mean, I think this is a good opening track, very, very chill, very Zephyr sounding. Like if I was picking up a Zephyr album and found out Tommy Bolin left, I'd just be like, ugh, what is this going to sound like? Is this going to be their disco album or something? But no, it's keeping very in much with what they were trying to develop, and I like the restraints. Like
Yes.
one of the worst things about the first couple of Zephyr albums is Candy Givens didn't know how to tone it down, and this already sounds much better.
Well, I feel like she did a lot between the first album and the second album. Like
Yeah.
the second album is much more restrained, and like we talked about before, it wasn't even so much the restraint; it was the way that they recorded her vocals. It was like the engineer didn't know what to do, or he'd never recorded female vocals before or something, because it's like it was just EQ'd in this way where it just hit you like an ice pick, and then it was much more rounded on the second album, which I really liked a lot. So yeah, I'm also going to give this 4. I was thinking the same thing. For some reason, why won't this work? It's not allowing me to. Oh, there we go. wasn't allowing me to edit the spreadsheet for some reason. Okay, I will also give it a 4. I thought it was really great. I love the vibe that it creates to start the album. Yeah, I think it's really, really good. And yeah, you joked about their disco album. They didn't make it to the disco era, but they did get back together in the early 80s and put out like a I don't even know how to describe it, but like a new wave sort of sounding thing. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into that one day because it's only available on vinyl. You can't find it anywhere. I've got a copy back here. I digitized it as soon as I got it because I knew we would need it if we do the episode. But that should be interesting. Okay, the next track up is called "Someone to Chew." That grotesque little mouth.
It looks like those like makes me think of the chattering teeth that should wind up. Well, that's weird. No, she's like completely no effects on the vocals.
Yeah, and that's usually how she is. Like very dry. I like this. It's just like this little, in the 2 songs we've heard so far, just this like groove going on in the background. It's not played very straight. It's, you know, like this little piano tweedle, little guitar lick here, and then they go right back into it. It's a lot of noodling in a good way.
The music is very loud compared to the vocals.
Yeah, and that's so far the main issue with this original version. I can see why they did the remix.
Yeah, she's very quiet.
Almost like Grateful Dead-ish sounding on with the piano and everything.
Not familiar with much Grateful Dead, but just
yeah, and I'm by no means an expert.
Picked it out from the little that I do know.
Yep, it says harmonica and piano from Candy Gibbons on the back of the album. Ooh, little. That was a short one.
Good.
Not your style.
No, I like it. Someone to Chew, though. What a weird title.
That's a little weird. Someone to Chew. It's funny. The first song was over 5 minutes long. It didn't feel it at all.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like half that.
Yeah.
But it was, it was very quick one. All right, John, despite the title, Someone to Chew.
I'll give it a 3.5. I thought it was pretty good, pretty decent. Yeah, it's got that I mean, I feel like the album might be, keeping this whole vibe here.
Mm-hmm.
But it reminds me of that you were talking about Grateful Dead, but very, I guess, kind of early 70s, like, I don't know, almost like a Southern rock type of thing, like a little bit of Allman Brothers, a little bit of like, Clapton and Derek and the Dominoes, which would be like Delaney and Bonnie, who was his backup band, kind of had that country rockish type of feel to it, very kind of laid back. Felt like very early 70s rustic type of, very basic, back to basics. The piano, harmonica, guitar thing. Um, so yeah, I mean, pretty good stuff so far.
Yeah, I like that one. I will give it a 3. I like that song. I thought it was really cool. It did not overstay its welcome at all. It was very, like you said, that just getting this like, this swampy southern, almost Creedence vibe from it at times. It's so far I like it. It's definitely, Tommy wasn't the only change. They pretty much changed the whole band except for Candy and David, I think. Right. So yeah, you're getting like a completely different lineup.
They pulled a Blackmore's Rainbow. They kicked everybody out and they brought in all new musicians and they became Rainbow. I mean,
exactly. Candy Givens Rainbow. Candy Givens Zephyr. Candy Givens Zephyr. Zephyr. Candy Givens Zephyr. Okay, next track is called High Flying Bird. So there's other versions of the song. This must be a cover. Yep.
Yeah.
Written by Billy Ed Wheeler. First recorded by Judy Henske in 1963 as the B-side to single Charlottetown. I'm too far ahead on the show notes because I was like, let me Google this and find this out. And then I go to the notes and I see that I had already put all that information in there. Critic Richie Unterberger described the song as having an arresting minor key melody and brooding lyrics, contrasting the freedom of a bird to the singer's earthbound misery.
Calm down.
That guy likes to hear himself right.
It's got a very easy listening vibe to it.
Yeah. And they were, on their first album, they're trying to create, and this is my opinion, I don't know, but it seemed to me like they were just trying to create the intensity of one of their live shows on an album. And that's a lot of wildness and screaming and all that, and you know what I mean? And this sounds more like they're going into it with the intent of making a recording rather than a performance.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And I'd also like to say that this song has an arresting minor key melody.
All right, calm down.
It's like a contrast. Sorry.
Calm down there, Mr. Pretentious. And arresting. No, I'm kidding.
It's arresting. I've been arrested. It's a cool ending. I want to listen to the remix ending of this song. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, definitely brought her up.
I want to hear those melodies at the end, or harmonies. Yeah. Very nice. All right. What do you think of High Flying Bird, John?
So I'm gonna give it another 4.
All right. Oh my
I-
God, John.
I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, the first, kind of impression I got. Now we're in song 3, and I'm like, okay, I can picture like, okay, we're having drinks out by the fire pit or something. We're having a chill night. What kind of album am I going to put on here? Well, we got the little twinkly lights and the fire going. That would be in the background, and that would be something like this. It sounds like it would just be very kind of like on this even level here of just like chill music, stuff that you're just kind of sitting there and bopping your head to. And yeah, I mean, I like this one. It has a good groove to it, and so far, like, vocals are not like they're not out there. I think, it's we had like that. You talked about the first album. There were, she was just screeching and squealing, and they maybe didn't know how to record the vocals. It was just way too much. And by this point, she's just kind of Candy Givens is kind of controlling herself and just singing the songs instead of trying to like belt it out every couple of seconds. But of course, now we have the other problem of her vocals are still not recorded ideally. Not really a problem for me, but I mean, it's just like when you look at the history of like her recorded vocals, it's like, okay, it's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Oh,
Yeah.
too much, too little, and then they did the remaster just right. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like-
when you think about it, it's a great way of putting it. It's she never had nobody ever did her any great favors while she was recording as far as how they recorded her vocals. And now with the remix anyway, you hear her vocals for what they are, not heavily affected, not pushing the meter into the red, just right. But yeah, this one's too quiet.
Again, I don't mind it. I mean,
No, it's not terrible. It's not unlistenable. I think it's just slightly uncomfortable because you're just used to lead vocals occupying or being more of a focal point
right.
in this kind of music. So when they're a little bit buried like this, it loses a little something.
Yeah.
Yes, I will also give this one a 4. I really like it. I'm digging it a lot. I think I mean, they didn't write the song, but so far the songwriting and the playing and the arrangements have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next track up is called Time Lonesome. So I don't know who that's singing along with her, if that's David Givens or Jock Bartley. Let's see if I can. No, it's David Givens.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it would be a little awkward to have your girlfriend or wife, I don't know if they're married at this point, singing this like love song duet. Well, I guess it happens enough, right? There's always like singers that were just singing duets together, these love song duets.
Yeah.
But it's a little weirder when your husband's back there on an instrument, not. They usually don't have their spouse in the studio with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see like what his not a, again not a problem for me, but I could see what his issue was with the mix. Is like the vocals in every song right now are just very pushed to the back.
Yep. He's got a really nice voice too. It's
Yeah, they sound good together.
it says on this the remix here. Thanks to Anna Givens for taking Candy's side at all times. So I don't know if that's her sister.
Yeah.
Smoking hash and talking trash. Oh, there's that violin that we heard. All right. Time Lonesome. Oh, it's still fading. There's a long fade on that one.
Long fade.
John, what do you think of that one?
I'll give it a 2.5. Thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pleasant enough song, but it didn't have the it kept the groove. It wasn't as much for me, you know. I feel like it went on a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think like the vocals, what is it? The shared vocals were the hell do you call it?
But the harmonies or the
the harmonies, the duet of
Yeah.
them singing together. I think it sounded really nice. I think they complement each other really well. But it's like I think it was like kind of that twinge of like that countryish, obvious countryish type of stuff. It just turns me off because I'm
yeah,
not
that's
a fan.
not your style.
No, so it kind of just goes into that territory of like immediately it just sounds kind of like I don't know, mediocre, you know.
I'm gonna. I want to hear their vocals on the remix just for a second here, but I will give this one a 3. That was a really nice little duet.
Okay.
It's so much better. We should be listening to the remix.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the that we're going old school. We're listening to the official original release anyway. All right, let's see if they kick it up at all. My only, I'll say worry, but my only thing at this point is this whole album going to be like super mellow? Are they going to have any rock? You know, are they going to have any genre breaking moments? Let's see. Moving Too Fast. Very hard pan piano all the way on the right, percussion on the left.
Yeah, I feel like this could be one of these albums that just stays at this level, or they have like one.
Yeah.
They might have one song that kind of goes a little harder, but not looking like it. I notice there's like really good low end in this original mix.
Yeah. I think it's like the percussion in this album. So in some of these songs, it's really just making that kind of groove. It's got a really good feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is really reminding me of something. I can't put my finger on it.
It's almost like times like a very jazzy type of.
Yeah.
I think it's the piano really gives it that in these songs. It kind of lounge act jazzy type of feel.
Really distant harmonica with like super heavy reverb on it, which is kind of a cool effect.
Boy, it's I don't know, you listen to this and you think, man, it's too bad that Tommy wasn't involved in this.
But the songwriting on it's really, I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what the songs he was coming up with would have sounded like in this group.
But even if that was the scenario where these were the types of songs, like just what he would have played.
Yeah.
You know, like right here where we heard a.
I'm assuming that's what you did.
Yes. I mean, really, not that the album or the song suffers from not having him on it, but.
No, and that's why that's my. Not that I listened to this album a million times, and I haven't listened to it in years. But my main memory was like, wow, Zephyr's really progressing. They're doing. It's a shame that this is like the last album of the '70s from them, because they're really it'd be 12 years before they did their final album. And she passed away, sadly, shortly after that. And she was only, I think, like 37 or something. Oh.
Now, what'd she die of?
She drowned in a hot tub.
Jesus.
Drugs. And, yeah, terrible. Terrible. This is a cool, like, Tommy would have eaten up this outro. But honestly, like, it's having like that guitar and harmonica is a really cool effect. Another really long fade. I like it. All right, moving too fast, John. What do you think?
Another 3.5 from me.
All right.
I thought it was good. It's keeping in with the album has like at least side one here has had a whole theme.
Yep.
Just very laid back, good grooves. A lot of layered sound. This one had a lot of good like low end. I really like that. It really made it sound full. You know, a lot of older recordings, despite the other maybe mixing issues, here or sound issues, is that I don't know, I think the music sounds really good, really full.
It does.
Sometimes it could have a very kind of like, thin or dated sound. And yeah, this is some good stuff.
Yeah, and if you want to get a copy, go on eBay, follow the link in the show notes, pick one up. Tell David you heard you heard them on the Deep Purple podcast. You heard how good the remix sounded. I will also give this one a 3.5. Thought it was I thought it sounded great. I loved the energy and the direction it took for the last, minute and a half of the song was just super, super cool. All right. Now, so we're going to go on to side 2 here, which opens up with Sold My Heart. Like sold my human heart, like the trafficking organs, like based on the doodle. I'll definitely put a picture of these doodles in the show notes.
It's very like folky.
Almost Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Now this one she's singing, I believe, with Jock Bartley. Yes.
I do like they have a subtle effect on the vocals that make them, they're like doubled up, so it makes it sound like there's like maybe like 4 of them singing.
Yeah, yep. So this one was written by David Givens and Jock Bartley, actually. It's interesting. Those last 2 that we listened to were written by David Givens alone.
Oh.
This album has like a cool, distinctive vibe to it too,
Yeah.
I like albums like that you're just like in a mood and you're like, this is what and I know the whole album. We've talked a lot about how, and we've criticized some albums for sounding a little too samey, like every song sounds the same. And I don't feel that with this one. I feel like it creates a vibe, but it's not like, oh, this again, it's like, and that's a difficult line to walk, right? Like how do you make an album sound like it all goes together and has the same vibe, yet not have every song sound identical?
Like a carbon copy.
Yeah. And I don't know what a nice little. I don't know how you distinguish between the two, but that's just my feeling on it. But it sounds like everyone's playing together, right? They're not jockeying for space. And part of that comes from maturity, right? Like we talk about that first album, what was she, 18, 19 when they did that? Everyone's Tommy's wanting to show off his guitar playing. She's wanting to show off her vocals. And it's hard to not have things clash a little bit sometimes when you do that.
Right.
Another quick, short little ditty.
Like that, you hear a song like that.
Did you hear that little bass on the end? It was like do 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 do. That was nice.
When you hear a song like that, you call it a ditty.
Yeah, it is. It was a ditty, right?
It's a nice little ditty.
And that's another thing. What makes a song a ditty versus a song? I don't know. It's like one of the I'll know it when I see it sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, John, what do you think of Sold My Heart?
Really, really good. 3.5.
All right.
Definitely like the vocals. I think the percussion has a lot to do with it too.
Yes.
There's a lot of good, there's a lot of good like kind of I guess timekeeping in the songs. That's what really kind of keeps you moving and grooving, the rhythm section. And you just talked about the bass. So, but yeah, I think the vocals were perfectly balanced in this song. Can't believe I came into this album thinking like, ugh, and like Candy Givens has won me back.
Yes.
On this album. On this album.
All right.
So proof that she can do something well.
Well, when we get to their final album, maybe it'll be your favorite of all, but we won't know until we get there.
We'll see.
I agree. 3.5. I really like this song. Again, a nice kind of cool opening to the side. Not breaking a ton of new ground from what they did so far on this album, but just another really nice song. And I find like the duets that she's done both with David and with Jock Bartley have been really it's really nice. It's just like really pleasant, nice, but also you've got those, like you said, like those groovy jazz piano going on. It's just it feels like a band playing together in harmony and like that this was probably a nice fun album to record. And probably for 50 years, David Givens was saying, man, I wish I could remix it. He finally did and got it out, and it sounds even better, which is awesome. Okay, the next track up is called Sierra Cowgirl. Sierra Cowgirl sounds like Foxtrot, Zulu, Sierra Cowgirl, Bravo, Golf, Even though I know Sierra and Cowgirl aren't two of the words. Or is it Sierra? I don't know.
You got me.
Oh, very on the nose. Doom, do, doom, do, doom, do. Cowboy song. Oh, that's because Sierra is the in the NATO phonetic alphabet, Sierra is the word for S.
Ah.
But it's not cowgirl, it's Charlie for C.
And there's that really oversaturated vocal sound again.
Yeah.
From the first song.
In the NATO phonetic alphabet, where Delta Papa Papa.
Well, I mean, they kind of took that dun 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 thing and kind of turned it around. So now you're not really like noticing it. So not bad.
And they're doing it almost like 12-bar blues. And I think the Cowboys just usually stay on that. Well, it's not even. They're doing a dun dun dun, or then they're dun dun dun. I don't know if they're dropping it a. So I don't know if they're dropping it a fourth or something. But they're doing something a little different. It sounds like a it's only about 3 minutes, just about, but it sounds like more like an interlude than a song. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna.
Yeah.
But okay, John, what do you think? Sierra Cowgirl, Foxtrot.
2.5.
All right.
I think similar to No Time Lonesome, it's just another kind of sounded kind of like filler, kind of almost not as I mean they're keeping the same energy and the same vibe, but this one and I mean, there was some interesting stuff and it just didn't hook me in like the other ones.
All right. I will also give it a 2.5. Yeah, it's just it's the it's the lazy cowboy song on the album.
There's a first, as opposed to like the dynamic cowboy song.
But we encountered songs like this all the time. We've written songs and like this, there's the songs where they say what the style is in the, like something funk or something blues or something jazz. You're like, okay, this is the blues song. And so this is the cowboy song or cowgirl song. And then they even start it with the doom, doo, doom, doo, doo. But it was like, it was just a pleasant little interlude. There was nothing wrong with it. It just, and they did, like you said, put it in a few different directions. They didn't just drone on that one thing. They did do some key changes and things like that were a little more unexpected. But that's my feeling on it. The next song up is called Chasing Clouds. And this one was written by Dan Smythe, the piano.
Chasing clouds across the sky, looking shadows in the eye. You were born to shine.
This would be a good one here in the remix because it's like that ride cymbal is very
loud.
It's like the ride cymbal should not be louder than the vocalist. It's a little distracting. Ooh, that's nice.
I think this is one where after this song, put on the remix and see if they lowered the ride.
Yes.
I want to see if we're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think he did. So far, the song's taken a few little unexpected turns, which I think is cool. I like when your brain is like, this is what's going to happen next, and then it doesn't. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. You just like, it's a nice surprise.
Right.
Oh, it's like a mellotron or something?
Sounds like it.
I'm looking to see if there's mellotron mentioned. Just says organ piano, but it's not like one of those albums and you're like, I played piano, keyboard, organ, synthesizer, mellotron. Yeah, we get it. Anything with keys. Oh, backwards guitar solo. I can't recall if I've ever heard a backwards guitar solo and forwards guitar solo playing at the same time before. That's kind of cool.
All right, so I might be speaking out of turn here, but because I don't know their stuff, but maybe you would. But is this like kind of like a Beatles type of thing?
The end part, yeah, it could be. Like,
I don't know. I was there's something, and it's because like people have done a lot of covers of
Yeah.
Beatles stuff that I feel like this sounds like something that I've heard that the Beatles wrote. And then, you had kind of the effects and everything, which I know they were messing around with all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know if it's, if that was a particularly like kind of a Beatles-esque type of song or not. But like I said, I wouldn't know.
I would say just the end part sounds like it could be you've got a few factors. The Mellotron definitely gives it that vibe. The backwards guitar is not something they did like a million times, but they did it on a few songs. And just that kind of like whole outro. Yeah, it could have been. It did sound like that. At one point I was thinking almost like Radiohead, honestly. Like it just had like this, I don't know, very, very different song from where it started to where it ended. But per your earlier request, we will listen to the remix of the carefully tone down that ride cymbal.
Chasing clouds across the sky.
That's quite a bit better, I would say.
Looking shadows in the eye.
And I do just want to hear a little bit of that ending because it was so cool. Except I don't know how. Here we go. Is that a little more of the? I think it was like a little more of the guitar we didn't hear on the original, or maybe I'm just mixing that up. All right, John, Chasing Clouds. What do you think?
Definitely interesting, original, I think. 2.5 though. Again, that's, just I kind of like median rating, I don't think it's terrible, just average, but there was some interesting stuff on there. Yeah, it was definitely I think it's like in terms of like it being like a soundscape,
Yeah.
it was interesting. But yeah, a little slow, kind of I could say like ballady or whatever, but definitely like an emotional piece. Yeah, I think you have to be really in the mood for it, but
Yeah.
I mean, definitely fits the mood of the album. Very kind of like, trippy, spacey, like slow paced, maybe even a little sad.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely very melancholy sounding song.
Hmm.
I'll give this one a 4. I really
Oh.
liked it. Yeah.
Oh.
I think when that piano came in the beginning, like I could see it like starting with a 2.5 from me and then just growing as the song went on. The way they layered the different things, that cool thing with the backwards guitar and the forwards guitar at the same time. I like those piano stabs, loved the Mellotron stuff. That whole ending was right up my alley. So yeah, really dug it. All right, John, well, you know what it's time for. The titular Sunset Ride. Looks like it caught just like the very end of the note from that, so it must just fade right into the song. So I was like, what? I was like, what did I do wrong? I can see it on the waveform here. Just a little to start off the song. This is a very ominous sounding sunset ride. It doesn't sound like we're going to Miami. It sounds like we're going to a different dimension.
I think we're going to hell.
Oh, okay. Is he playing fretless bass? John's fretless bass impression. It was cool how it had this like ominous, like evil sounding tone, and then they just like changed one note and it just brought it to this like like where. And it's funny, on the lyrics she just says dot dot dot, and that's that's all the lyrics we're gonna get, I think.
There's some vocalizing.
Yeah. That was very Beatles, the little chord progression. As well as the ahs and harmony. Who wrote this one? Let's see. This one was written by Candy Givens. Oh, I like that very Mark I sounding organ in the background.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So if I'm looking at the waveform for the remix, this doesn't even look like it could be the same song. So it's got to be drastically changed. And it's great because it's not like he didn't brick wall master it. But it's obviously brought up in volume, but it's not like crazy like you'd expect on a modern remix remaster.
Right.
I always wanted a fretless bass. Never got one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 basses back there.
I couldn't play a fretless instrument. I'd be freaked out. I'd be like, well, what note am I playing?
It's all stressed. I've played them a few times, and it's not like it's great. I have seen people will play for the fretless guitar. That's messed up. I don't know how you do that. Like making, I guess if you're just using it as a lead instrument, but making chords and stuff, I don't know how you do it. And then there's this Guthrie Govan has a video where he says it's not a fretless guitar, it's a guitar with one fret because the entire fretboard is metal. So it's not technically fretless, it's just one giant fret, but it functions the same way, but it's going on metal the whole time. And he does these, where he's the most insane guitarist I've ever seen. So he does these crazy things on it, and it's definitely bizarre seeing a fretless guitar. Doesn't Bumblefoot play doesn't he have like a 2-neck guitar and one of them's fretless and one of them's is it him that I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I'm not that well versed on Bumblefoot. And what kind of instruments he plays.
Isn't he a guitar player?
I mean, I know that he's
what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
I think he has like a fretless guitar and then a regular guitar like below it. So he does and he'll be like playing, like mixing up his fingers.
Yeah, I don't know much about him except that he was in Guns N' Roses for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Apparently Bumblefoot is some sort of weird infection that birds get. Oh, this is disgusting. Showing all these infected bird feet. I was like, no, I want to see the guitar player.
Kind of a weird time for Guns N' Roses. Just Bumblefoot and Buckethead. Let's just get two people in here that sound like that. I mean, hey, I got a little bit into Buckethead for a while, and he was actually
he's incredible,
pretty cool guitar player. But yeah,
it's very hard to get past the gimmick, though.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre.
Yeah.
It's just like you watch him play and you're like, this guy is like just unbelievable genius talent. But it almost like why do you have the bucket on your you can't focus on what he's playing because you're like, but you have this weird mask in front of your face and you have a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on your head and you're just playing this incredible stuff, but I can't get past the bucket.
Well, think about it though, right? It's just like you probably have like tons of guys that play with that proficiency, right? So it's like, how do you stand out? How do you get somebody to listen to your stuff? Put a bucket on my head. Hey, who's that guy?
I think we should be like we should have a gimmick that will get, instead of being the Deep Purple podcast, we should be like, there's these two podcasters and they wear an infected bird claw on their head or whatever. There's something, but oh my God, we got to watch these guys. They're crazy. He's got a bucket. It reminds me that you ever see that meme with the girl and she's got the thing on her head and she's like, oh, this is my friend Sally. She's crazy. I love her. And she just has like her keys on her head and she's like in a frozen food aisle. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you have to send it to me later.
I have to send it to you. It's it's just like, oh, my friend's so crazy. And it's like she just has like, she took her car keys and put them on her head.
Interesting.
It's just one of those things that it's like, yeah, your friend's totally crazy. I'll send it to you later. Okay, so where were we? Sunset Ride, the titular Sunset Ride. John, what do you think of this one?
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
I mean, it was an interesting mood piece.
Yeah.
I get what they were going for, but it was I think there were other songs on this album that kind of hit that mood a little bit better. Like I like the fact they did an instrumental. They kind of did the vocalizing. I mean, everything, regardless of my ratings on this, I think are very creative. I think, we could save it for my Jerry Springer's final thoughts of the album. But
we've got John Matola's deep thoughts, then we've got his final thoughts.
Yes.
We just like have a close up of you. You're standing with like your elbow on your knee. Hey guys, I just got to tell you about Sunset Ride.
But yeah, it's it was a little I don't know how to put it. I think just a meandering feeling instrumental. It's just like definitely a mood piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there for like, it's kind of like the soundscapes. I don't think it's meant to go anywhere really, or it's just to kind of evoke like a mood, but very, I guess, experimental, but not too interesting to me.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 3. I liked it for what it was, a cool like little interlude leading into the last song, and I'm going to play a minute from the remix just to see. Well, not that minute. Let's go with somewhere in the middle here. Not as wildly different as the other ones we've heard. Like, I think this one was probably on the original mixed, probably one of the better mixed ones. And maybe because I guess when you have vocals like this, having them in the background isn't as big a deal because it's not lead, it's almost all backing vocals, and it works really well. So, okay. Well, that takes us to the final track on the album, and that is called Winter Always Finds Me. Ooh. It's very, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, that's like a harkening back to Tommy Bolin era Zephyr, that where he's like just like, like bending that chord. A little electric piano. Everything's got crazy vocals on it. So you're going from this Sunset Ride into this piece, which looks like it's going to evolve into a song based on what I'm looking at here. You almost wonder if everyone was just in the studio and they were recording and they didn't even really realize it and they listened back to it. So let's just put crazy, where we're all noodling before the song, let's put crazy delay on it and see what it sounds like. You know, that's a lot of things happened, you know, people just like messing around. They were waiting for the producer to roll back tape or whatever. And they're all just fiddling about. This one was written by Jock Bartley, David Givens, and A. Armstrong. I don't know who A. Armstrong is. Alan Armstrong.
There you go.
Doesn't have a ton of credits. He was in the New London Chamber Choir. Well, no, probably it's got to be a different guy. This is like a British chamber ensemble. It's almost like they made this up on the spot, the way it fades into this. So, is that David Givens again? Let's see.
I mean, the vocals sound really good.
Yeah, Jock Bartley is doing the backing vocal, or the co-lead vocals, I should say. Yeah, it sounds like the second half of this album, and I say this as the least stoner person that I know. Like maybe if you sparked up a doobie on the first side, and by the time you get to the second side, and you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Just vibing with some of that sweet, sweet ganj.
Or if there's any way that I didn't know that you weren't a pothead, it's by listening to that last bunch of sentences that you strung together.
If you didn't already know from knowing me.
It's like, I don't think that guy smokes a lot of pot.
Ah, man, I'm gonna light up a doobie right after this, and then take my wife to a doctor's appointment. Show up, hey man. They're gonna take a whiff. Oh, was the pain getting to you? Are you? No, that's my husband decided to start smoking weed this morning without telling me.
He's like, okay, you ready to look at some of these X-rays? And Nate's like, huh?
I don't stay. I just drop her off and then go fuck around in the area.
Sparking up a doob. Hey, maybe that's what you should start doing.
Yeah, maybe. It's no time like the present. I'm gonna wait till I officially turn 50 to start smoking weed.
Yeah, then you could be the old stoner dad.
I got the basement with the wood paneling, so why not?
All right, so it's kind of good. It's giving me kind of like the Doors vibes.
Yeah. Like
kind of like Riders on the Storm.
Sure. Yeah, and it's very like, so the song doesn't really start going until about maybe 90 seconds in. So it's only like 3-ish minutes, 3.5 minutes of the actual song after the little kind of intro part. But yeah, then it gets that kind of vibe, or like, for some bands that could have been an 8-minute song of just that.
I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, that I think that was enough. Because you had that long intro that was like, I don't know how much it really brought to the table, and then that kind of groove part of it, which was about 3 minutes, I'd say. So, John, does winter always find you, or how does winter always find you?
It finds me giving a 2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I thought the long meandering intro was, it's okay. The song though, I mean, I think that, they, nailed the vocals, again, just a very, I think, chill piece of music is the best way to put it. I mean, obviously, like now we're done with the album, so they were, no bangers on this one. It was all just very
no barn
chill.
burners.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the way that they came in and the way that they went out were very similar. I think very appropriate final track.
Yep. All right. I'll give it a 3. I liked it. I think the like I've said 100 times, it's just a vibe on this album, and I could definitely see a point when I'd be in the mood for it. In the mood for this just kind of chill. But I think it's definitely, I'll save that for my final thoughts, and I will move on to thank the patrons. And while John fumbles with the spreadsheet, I'll pull up it's not even a spreadsheet, but our list of patrons at our final group, and that is the foundation level at the £3.50 Deep Purple New York tier. We have Lord Longford. At the £3 aromatic fee tier, we have Simon Ford and Richard Brees. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. At the 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore Tights.
At the €2.50 Too Many Tears tier, we have Soldier of Fortune. Sorry, I still haven't gotten this clip ready. Gotta get to that. At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, Stephen Sharp. At the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, Peter Gardeau. Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjeldbu. Runar Simonsen. Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette. Joe Dopefish Sigler. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve Down to Earth Kohler.
Make your love. All right.
Michael, Matt in Vegas, and Lisus Christ Superstar. At the 10 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau.
Cold Hard Danish Kroner.
At the $1 made up name tier, we have the Bleeding My Heart, Dying My Heart. I don't know, Bleeding My Heart. We'll say Bleeding My Heart. Leaky Mausoleum. Steven Somerville, Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionel, Zwapper the Electric Alchemist, Andres Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnets, Disco Pants, and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco Pants and Haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
Eddie Lyon.
Homosexual.
And Sick Tone.
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. And you know what time it is.
Well, John's busting out the spreadsheets, and he's fumbling with the tabs. Oops, he sorted it the wrong way. Now he can't tell what is bad.
All right, John, what have you found on our spreadsheet about where this album falls?
All right, so it falls toward the I would say like the lower third, but I mean kind of in the higher end of it here, 6.4.
Okay.
I gave it a 3.05, you 3.35. So I think you went way higher on one song and I went one lower, but I feel like we pretty much like the album the same. But 6.4, very, very interesting that it gets the same exact rating as Going Back to Colorado, which is, yeah, it's so another.
I mean, that's a good
Zephyr.
one too. I really like that one too.
Yeah, and shares 6.4 with that. Armageddon, Armageddon, and
Armageddon it.
and then Seventh Star by Sabbath, which is just like 0.01 below. But yeah, I think that I think that kind of encapsulates it right there. Is just like um it's I always say that it's kind of interesting how we'll have so many different bands and then we fall in the same exact rating for like the same band, two different albums.
Yeah, it's funny how that
yeah.
works out.
But yeah, this is like really I think a really interesting album because they like you said before, they started off in one place. Almost kind of like the 60s jam band type of thing. And this seems to be like much more of like a experimental singer-songwriter type of album. Just very like one note in terms of like, all right, we're gonna have everything be very like moody, bluesy, jazzy, like not really picking up and doing that type of thing that they had these. I don't think any of the Zephyr albums overall, even with Tommy, were like brilliant. They had moments of brilliance on it, like the like that jam and See My People Come Together, which was always my favorite ever since I heard it on the Ultimate. You're not going to hear any of that on here. And maybe that's what walked away with Tommy. Maybe they all decided like, hey, we're going to do this kind of like really downbeat, moody type of thing, and it made for a really interesting album. I mean, overall, I liked it. I would say I would agree with you. It's probably their best. Like consistently.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with is they kind of sounded like Zephyr. They knew what their lane was. So kind of like some of the guitar licks and like the vocal melodies were like, okay, this is what we've established we are. But they really brought it down and like, I have to say it's probably my favorite Candy Givens performance. Like she actually sang on this, and despite the mixing issues with the vocals, I mean, I think some of the duets, that's the word, duet, that she did with the the male vocalists, and just her never going into that Janis Joplin shrieky territory that she was trying to do before, even though she can do it. I'm glad she wasn't. So yeah, overall that made for a much better listen. Like I would still put this on, even though I rated some of the songs lower. I would still put this on in the background if I were like, sparking up
a doobie.
So yeah. And that's my final thought.
My final thought, yeah. I like the to see the progression that the band took to get to this point. And I don't know if it was like a conscious decision or if it's just they got new people in the band and this is just where it went. But it was almost like they said, hey, let's try something new. Let's try something different and do this kind of style. We did the kind of, really frenetic sort of blues thing. We did, we got a little bit maybe a little bit more restrained or a little bit more disciplined in going back to Colorado. And in this one, yeah, it's just like they took like it's almost like, hey man, like let's just not overthink it. Let's just write some really chill songs and still show our musicianship through them.
Yeah, I think.
And I love that kind of thing where you can say like, hey, here's the chord progression, and everyone's going to do it differently, and you get that chemistry going between band members, and you see everyone just kind of, I'm going to put this little flourish here, I'm going to put that little flourish there, and yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I think you nailed it earlier when you said that it sounds like they went into the studio and they're like, all right, we're gonna make a studio album. We're not gonna try and replicate a live performance. We're gonna, it sounded very intentional. And I mean, a lot of it too has to do with the some of the effects on the, it sounded very thoughtful.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, overall, really happy with that album. I'm going to definitely give a better listen to the remix. I mean, I have listened to it, but with this in mind, kind of hear that whole thing, and it definitely, but there's like kind of like a sadness in there, because it's like I feel like with the instrumentation and everything, and I wonder what David's feeling was on when he was going through this. I mean, this is his his wife who passed away tragically, and it's got to be really. I listen to old things that we did and get nostalgic, and we're all still kicking, but like, I feel like when you listen to those vocals, they sound so much better on that remix, but it's also like you can tell they're 50-year-old vocal tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a clarity that's brought to some of the instruments, but there's only so much you can do with any level of technology. So it's like you're hearing this moment that's frozen in time, and it's like you can never get back that clarity, and it's just I don't know, it's just a kind of a weird, sad dynamic to hear that and to think like this is something that she recorded over 50 years ago, and it's that's it. Like we can't clean it up, we can't do overdubs. This is just what it is. But kudos to him for doing it and doing such a great job at making it sound great. It's www.zephyr-official.com. So they have a site there. And you can pick it up on eBay. So, all right. Well, John, we did it.
Hooray! We did it.
We did. I can't believe we did it, but we did it again. I'm very interested to hear how their next album is going to be.
Yeah,
given another drastic directional change.
Yeah, well, that's what keeps it interesting.
Yeah. So, all right, John. Well, I will we'll see you next week with another exciting episode.
Oh yeah.
All right. Later.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.